we're going to go live right now, okay? It's just me and you right now.
Ah.
So, hey, guys, good evening. Ham Radio 2.0. Everyone gets to watch how I don't know how to click on buttons today.
Mm-hmm.
So,
our typical thing. And I just warned him right before you
yeah,
did that.
I know. Like I said, the screen is usually here. My Streamlabs is usually here, but on live streams, it's on certain live streams, it's over here. When I do my lunchtime, it's over there.
Oh.
So I'm always changing stuff around, so I don't know what the heck I'm doing half the time anyway.
Yep.
Put a lot of faith in me to know what I'm doing. Hey, guys, let us know what our audio sounds like.
We got a new setup.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm in person. How did that happen?
I know it, yeah. Yeah, how did that happen?
I don't know.
So good evening. This is Ham Radio 2.0. We're going to sit down and talk about Allstar tonight. If you don't know what Allstar is, we will give a brief explanation of that. And happy to have all the folks in the chat. I saw Smokin' Ape is in the house tonight. KK6USY is in the house. Kyle's in the chat. We're going to bring Kyle on to the Zoom stream here in just a second.
Woot.
Don's in the chat.
We got James from Indianapolis.
Cool.
And we have VE2FGJ from Quebec. And I said that right the first time.
Awesome. Well, hey,
that's take a drink.
That's
and
good.
then it will never happen again.
Okay. What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I am drinking. You got this one on your last trip.
That one came from Colorado.
From Grist, the brewery's name, and it is Tappin' Whiz, a German Pilsner.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got a 6-pack of that, and German Pilsners they're great for those days when it's hot outside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been hot in Texas. It's been like 105 degrees every day, and so they're great for that. But
it's starting to finally cool down.
Yeah. Well, it was cooler today, that's for sure.
Yep.
But let me turn that off.
Sean in the chat, howdy, WB4UR. Welcome.
Philip says, "Oh nuts! I'm drinking a Mountain Dew." It's all good, man. It's all good. Ken from East Texas. KI5JRY, thanks for joining us tonight, bud. Smokin' Ape is listing his 6 gold medals in the house.
Yep.
I
wonder what he's drinking.
Which means he's drinking that
water.
Yeah, that
flavored water.
That flavored water he drinks. So this one right here, Josh from the Ham Radio Crash Course and I, we did some beer trading, and this one right here is from a brewery outside of LA called The Brewery. And it's spelled BRUERY, and this is Oatmeal Cookie. And the name of Oatmeal Cookie Bakery, I guess. And it's an imperial stout brewed with oats and aged in bourbon barrels with raisins, cinnamon, granola, and natural flavors added.
Ooh, that does sound good.
There's a lot going on in there. I can definitely taste the cinnamon and the granola. Raisins, I'm not a big fan of raisins, so I was curious about that, but it's good. It's very good. It's kind of sweet, like a bourbon barrels often are.
Mm-hmm.
But post in the chat what you're drinking if you're drinking something that's a little bit more exciting than Miller Lite. I'm going to say it flatly. Flatly say it Miller Lite. All right, guys. Hey, who's heard of Allstar? Who's used Allstar? Who's got an Allstar radio ready tonight? We're going to give you guys a node number here in a second.
Is that a programming thing we're talking about? Is
no.
Like Allstar algorithm?
No.
Pathfinding?
It is not.
So we're going to do some pathfinding?
It is. No, we are not. No, you're just being a dual weed, so that's okay. Let's see. Mongoose says the dreaded buffering.
Uh-oh. I haven't seen it yet. I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay. Talk into the microphone, Frank.
Talk in the microphone. It's still scoot up a bit. This
Okay.
is KG5AHJ. What's going on, my party ham radio people?
That should be fine.
Yep.
I don't know.
Who was complaining about it?
Well, Ape said, everybody, several people a minute ago said the sound was good, and then Ape just now said, sounds like you're in a tunnel.
Huh.
So everybody let us know how our audio sounds. I want to make sure it sounds right.
I did see one report of echo, but that was at the very, very beginning.
Oh, that's because I hadn't muted my tab yet.
Jason forgot
I started on the wrong screen again. That's what it was.
Yep.
So, all right, let's bring on Kyle.
Kyle!
Boom. And there's Kyle. Hey, man.
Kyle,
hey,
AA0Z.
what's going on?
Oh, man. hanging out. What are you doing?
I am, well, I'm on Ham Radio 2.0. That's what I'm doing tonight.
Well, hey, we appreciate you being here. Sounds great.
I'm glad I showed up.
Right, yeah, totally. So what do you got? What tasty beverage do you have tonight?
So I got my standard
the
Blue Moon.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good one.
I should be pouring this in a glass, and I like to fruit my beer. So,
well, that's good.
But no oranges in the state of Missouri. We're all sold out of them.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just.
No, yeah. Hey, man,
you never know.
You never know this
Right
day and
now.
age if that's a real statement or not. So I've seen
That is true.
I've seen stranger things happen. I'll put it like
That
that.
is true. Like I went to the store a couple weeks ago, and pasta was sold out. No more pasta.
Yeah.
Pasta.
Yeah. That happened here in April and May. Pretty much all of April and the first part of May. They kind of started getting a little bit back in. I will say that back in April, both in the grocery stores in Galveston and the grocery stores here at home, when pasta was sold out, all the whole wheat pasta was still there on the shelves. So you had that option available to you. Apparently nobody even wants to buy that during the pandemic. So I told my wife that. She's like, yeah, that sounds about right. So, but yeah, pasta is just, I guess it's just because it's easy to cook. I don't know.
I guess so.
So
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Gosh. Let's see. So, okay, Ham Radio Crash Course is in the house. WJ6F is in the house. Good evening, Craig.
Doug at KE0DC said he's drinking a Guinness tonight.
A Guinness. Oh, yeah, okay.
A good,
okay.
hearty, thick one.
Good, good. So, Josh, if you're watching, I'm drinking the oatmeal cookie from the brewery tonight. And it is fantastic. It is really good. It's really tasty. I was a little bit cautious about the raisins because I'm not a big fan of raisins, but the granola and the cinnamon outweigh it. And it's got a sweetness for bourbon barrel to it, and it's really good. So I'm happy. It's good.
I kind of want a cookie now.
All right. So what is Allstar? Type in the chat if you've never heard of Allstar. If you don't know what it is, and let us know. We'll be happy to explain it. But basically, Allstar is I've explained it before as Echolink. That sounds good. I mean, that's basically what it is. Allstar is a way to connect repeaters together over the internet via IP connection.
Yep.
You can set up simplex nodes through HTs and through mobile radios at home. You can connect Allstar to repeat to the back end of repeaters and set up as long as you have an internet connection, you can have a repeater with Allstar on it, and then you can use that Allstar connection to connect to other Allstar nodes and or repeaters elsewhere around the world. Really, it's not uncommon to connect Allstar from one repeater to the next.
Do you have to have an Allstar radio, or is this kind of like
No.
Echolink where you can tie in repeaters to the system?
So you have to it's all analog.
Okay.
So any analog radio can key up an analog repeater that has Allstar connected on the back end. So basically, an Allstar box is just a Raspberry Pi. There are ways to build it. What are you using? Are you using an RLP Windows box?
No, I use a Pi, just like you said.
Okay.
Yep.
But you're using HamVOIP?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I've actually got two different nodes. One of them's not running right now. The one you're connected to is an AllstarLink node. And it's running, it's connected in fact, I got a shot of it here somewhere. It's connected into, yeah, there it is. Let's change to that real quick. So I won't leave that up very long, but that is a picture, or that's one of my cameras pointed to my Alenco DR235 Mark III monoband 220 radio. You probably can't, no, you can't see it. Behind it and to the left, there's a dummy load. I don't even have it connected to an antenna right now. It's just a dummy load. And then right above it is where that flashing green light is, just kind of above it on top of the black shelf, is a Raspberry Pi 3+B board in a case with an AllstarLink image loaded onto it and everything. I actually did a live stream about loading that about a year ago, I think it was. It was last year sometime, wasn't it, Frank?
I think so. It was a live stream.
Yeah, it was a live stream, but I don't think it was this year. I think it was last year. Okay, so, but that's what it looked. I mean, that's one option. That's not the only option, obviously. You can hook it to an HT. You can hook it to a repeater. You can hook it to multiple different types of radios. The interface between the great thing about the Alinco monobands is that they come with the. Is it a DB9, Kyle, or is it DB?
It's a DB9.
DB9. They come with a DB. I always get those numbers wrong. They come with a DB9 connector in the back of the radio already. It comes from the factory that way. The monoband mobiles from Alinco come that way. You can get them in 10 meter, 6 meter, 2 meter, 220, and 440.
So it's got on the back of it, it's got the DB9 that breaks out PTT, COS, audio in, audio out, and is there a fifth? I forgot. But anyway, those are basically the things that you need to bring out of the radio and get them into the Raspberry Pi, so Allstar can key your radio, get audio into its codec, and shoot it out the internet and bring audio in and put it back into your radio, right?
Yeah. So the yes, and the interface board that I use that plugs into the back of the DB9 on the back of the Alinco is what's called a RIM Alinco built by repeaterbuilder.com.
Nope.
They sell for about $50, and one end of them plugs into the DB9, and the other end is a micro USB cable that runs through a micro USB cord into the Raspberry Pi, and it's actually pretty darn easy kind of to set up.
There are many different types of interfaces, right? I think that Master Communication makes one. DMK UVI, if you search DMK UVI makes one. The guys from Repeater Builder make one. So there are many options to get that audio and break that stuff that Allstar needs into the Pi, and it just plugs into a USB, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's DMK URI.
URI.
URI. Yeah, that sounded wrong when you said that, but I was like, that's wrong, but I don't know what the right answer is, so I'm just going to let you talk.
URI, not UMI.
Yeah, it's a URI. Let's see. Discord. Somebody in Discord, KB3ACZ asked, "Does AllstarLink have to be at the repeater?" No, you can run a remote station. In fact, we recently set up our local club repeater with a remote, because there's no internet connection at our repeater site for our 2-meter repeater for our club. So one of the guys set up an Allstar node at his home and pointed it at the repeater, so that when someone keys the repeater, it talks to the node back and forth, and you can connect to the node and talk through the repeater that way. But no, you can do it at the repeater site. If you have internet at the repeater site, I suggest doing it that way, because you're gonna, it provides you with a few more options if the Allstar node's connected directly to the back of the repeater. But you don't have to do it that way. You can do it remotely as well. So, Kyle, are you still using your TH9000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I've got a TYT 9000. Is that a D series?
I think 9000D.
Yeah. So it's just a 2-meter, and you have to. That one is not. You have to open the back or the top of it, and there's a JSI connector that you can get a connector that from Mauser. And I broke it back into a DB9 and brought all those connections. And there is no DB9 on the back of it. You have to buy the DB9 and install it, and literally take 2 screws from the top and screw it into the back of the radio. So that's how I get all of those PTT and audio in and audio out of that radio into the URI. And it is. For a $100 radio, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get a couple of years out of this thing, and it's going to bomb out on me. That thing has been rock solid. I've had this Allstar node up for 2 years now. I mean, watch me say that, and it's going to bomb out, on the stream here.
Yeah.
But just like you, I got a dummy load and stuck it on the dummy load and put it on 144.500, and it's been smooth sailing.
How often do you use it?
I probably use it, I want to say, once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
the difference or not the difference, the thing that I've got is I've got a radio in my bedroom that is on just a Baofeng that's on that channel all the time, and it's on low, and also it does the weather too.
Yeah.
So because my call starts with AA, I have an Echolink station connected to my Allstar node.
Okay.
So whenever people are testing their Echolink setup and they go to their phone and they say all nodes and it lists all the nodes alphabetically, guess who's like number one or number two?
Number one or two if somebody starts with an AA call sign, huh?
And they see that Echolink node online and they're like, oh, I'm going to test it with this.
Yeah.
And I get probably, if you look at my logs, I get probably, I want to say 5 to 7 connections a day.
Really?
With people connecting and disconnecting. Sometimes I get somebody that will actually say something, but most people don't.
Yeah,
they just want to see if it will connect.
Testing the connection.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Good. Well, that's good. We're going to give you guys, you guys that have Echolink, or Echolink and Allstar, we're going to give you a node number here in a second where you can connect to us. But as I understand it, and I think I'm right when I say this, so Kyle, you can correct me if I'm wrong. There is, you can, when you set up the Allstar OS via HamVOIP or via AllstarLink, you can add Echolink to the Allstar platform. But I don't think if you build an Echolink node, I don't think you can add Allstar to the Echolink node.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I've never built an Echolink node. I toyed around with, I built one, but I never put it online. You can actually run Echolink on a Windows box.
Yeah.
They have a IRLP/Echolink OS that you can run on a small PC or a laptop or whatever, and connect it to a repeater or I guess to a node, and go that way. But you can't add you can't add Allstar from there. But if you take one of the Allstar platforms, you can add Echolink on the back end that way.
Right. In one of our repeaters, we had just a Linux box that we had IRLP and we had Echolink running. We didn't have Allstar, but the great thing about the Allstar nodes is I'm not really sure about AllstarLink if you build that from scratch or if it's that's one thing that maybe we'll get into is if that's an image, but the voiceoverip.org guys who've made the image for that Raspberry Pi, literally it is just a module for Echolink, and they've also made a module for IRLP. I'm not really sure how they did that with it being a private system. I think that you can load the software. You have to get the board. The board is private. But anyway, the Echolink is just literally a configuration file. And if you go out to the Echolink server, sign up for an Echolink server account, they give you a password, you plug that password in with all the configuration, you're up and running.
Yeah.
Open up the correct ports on your router.
Sure.
And you're up and running.
So ASL and HamVOIP are images. You download an image file from their respective websites, and you use a program like, there's a bunch of Windows programs. I think the one I call is just called Win32 Disk Imager or something like that. And you take your micro USB card here, like that.
There it is.
This little micro USB card that you can't really see in the camera because it's so small, and you put it in and you mount it in. You put it into a USB mount or a USB drive. Plug it in, and Windows mounts it, and then you write an image to this with Win32 Disk Imager or whatever program you use, and then this becomes a bootable disk, and you put this into your Raspberry Pi, boot it up, and it comes up to a login screen. You can connect an HDMI monitor to it. You can log into it via IP from a browser connection, and then you just go through. Okay, somebody connected to you.
They're starting to find it.
Yep.
You told them how to get to it.
Yeah, you gave your call sign, so they probably just found you. Somebody who's versed in Allstar.
Yep. Looks like K4 X-Ray Sierra from Huntsville, Alabama, just connected.
Awesome. Okay, then. Well, welcome.
You won
So,
the prize, the game.
So we're
Yay.
gonna do some QSOs here in a second, guys. Those of you who temporarily offline is in the house.
Yep.
Andy Cowley's in the house. I saw Fred Romeo.
Donates $1.
He got a $1 super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Fred. Very generous of you. Fred has been a huge supporter of the show in the past. So those of you who are so inclined, you like this content, hit that super chat down there. I would appreciate it. So,
But to finish your conversation,
yes,
Jason, the once you put the image on and you boot the thing up, one of the things that you need to do is you need to, and this was all in your video on how to set an
Right.
Allstar node up. You have to go into the AllstarLink website
yeah,
and get yourself an account and set up a server and a node number
correct.
and be assigned a node number.
Mhm.
And then once you go through the startup process, it asks you for your node number, your password, and all that stuff. And then you probably need to open some ports on your router. And after that, it's pretty much self-explanatory, wouldn't you think?
Yes, I would agree with that. It's not that hard. I go to allstarlink.org. You can also go to stats.allstarlink.org, which I think I have that right here. Let me make sure I pull up the right thing. Stats.allstarlink.org right here, and then you can, and then it load. This is all the active nodes that are online right this very minute.
Oh, wow.
And this page refreshes constantly, so I can go search. I can go connect, type in Control F for find, type in Kyle's call sign, and it tells me what his node number is. And if I don't find it, that means he's not online right now. But if it shows on this page, that means he is online. So here's everything that we've got several people connected to you, Kyle.
It's
Yeah.
starting to
It's awesome.
come.
So yeah, we got N3BKV, K4XSS, like you mentioned him. You're connected to me, KC5HWB, my node is connected. And WB8GRS Steve, he lives right up here near me in Little Elm. He just connected as well. So the node number, if you want to throw that up on there, Kyle,
Yep.
is 48 something. 48370. That's where we're going to be talking tonight. So we'll do some QSOs here in a minute, guys. But yes, and you know what? When I was driving Pilot Car a while back, I would drive all over the place, and I would have I had a little HT node with me, and it sounded okay. But I tell you what, listening to people talk on the repeater, I couldn't tell if they were on the local repeater or if they were on Allstar until they unkeyed, and then there's a distinctive courtesy tone for Allstar, and there's a distinctive courtesy tone, or some repeaters don't have a courtesy tone at all. But that was about the only way I could tell that they were on Allstar, was by their courtesy tone, because I'm like, man, this sounds just as good as someone coming in via RF to the repeater.
Right.
So
yeah, we actually that's a funny story. Actually, 2 weeks ago on our net, our local net here in St. Louis, somebody came in through KC9 ONA from Huntley, Illinois. Anyway,
awesome.
so yeah, we had somebody come in from Allstar, and the comment was, that they were like 100 miles away, and someone said, "Man, you must be running some power because you're coming in strong. You're coming at 5.9 up here into the repeater."
Yeah, that's right.
And then, like you said, our repeater has a tone that goes dee-donk if it's on Allstar, or dee-donk, goes up in tone whenever it's RF. Well, it went down in tone. I'm like, oh, that guy's on Allstar, and Net Control was just like, man, I don't know what you're running, but that RF sounds great. And I'm like, well, if you only knew.
I was like, no, he's running the internet. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, you're running the internet.
Oh, gosh.
From the chat here, why Allstar nationwide, or how is it different than DMR, Fusion, and D-Star?
Okay, so we went over that in the beginning, but we'll say it again. We've got 100 people watching now, so that number's come up quite a bit. Allstar is not nationwide. Allstar is worldwide. You can connect to Allstar repeaters and nodes all over the planet Earth. It is analog. So it's not DMR, D-Star, or Fusion, which are all digital voice modes. It is analog. So it is a way to connect repeaters and nodes together over the internet via an analog connection. So you can connect one analog repeater in Texas to another analog repeater in St. Louis, Missouri, to another analog repeater in Florida, or the UK, or Australia, or New Zealand, or wherever the heck you want to. So it's similar in style to digital voice connections that are connected over the internet as well, but it's an analog voice system, not a digital voice system. So it's actually been around longer than Fusion for sure. Longer than DMR, I think. Probably not longer than D-Star. D-Star's been around forever. But somebody's talking over there.
Yep.
So
they're discussing who's watching who.
Oh.
So is how different is it, or can you say the differences between Allstar and Echolink? Because it sounds like it's kind of similar with linking repeaters over the internet and using the repeaters to key up.
It is.
But Echolink also gives you a secondary connection into the repeaters, just using your phone or a mic on a computer.
There's a way to use a phone app to connect via into Allstar. I have not done that. It's not called Allstar. Like the Echolink app on your phone is called Echolink.
Yep.
And you put in your call sign username and your password, and you're connected. You can connect to Echolink like that. There's a way to do that through, I think it's a couple of different apps actually, on your phone that you can download on your phone and connect that way. I've never done that. I need to do that. I want to do that, and then I'll probably make a video on it eventually. But you can do that same exact thing. I can't really answer it. Kyle, have you ever done that?
Well, sorry, I got two conversations going on.
That's okay.
Here. Well, what was the question?
Have you ever used the app on your phone to connect directly into Allstar?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It is a so I have an Android, and the app is like a IXP something app.
Yeah.
It is not. I could not find it on. Well, the app that I used on the Play Store did not work, so I had to sideload another application.
Oh, okay.
It worked. You have to go into Allstar, into some configuration files, and put a username and a password. And Allstar, like you said in your previous stream, whenever you set it up, Asterisk is the back end to Allstar, and it is a phone PBX, right?
Right.
So basically, you're setting with these configuration files. You're setting up basically a phone number or a way for your phone, quote unquote, to come into the system, and it makes it look like it's an extension on the phone system.
Yeah. So there's guys in the chat saying it used to be IAXRPT.
Yeah. Yes.
And now it's been I assume it's been purchased and or taken over by the DV Switch guys, because now they're saying it's just DV Switch, which DV Switch is one of the ways. DV Switch are the guys who make HB Link and DMR Link.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
that is, yeah. So whenever I was messing around with it, it was that IAX RPT.
Yeah.
And I could never get it to work, and I had to sideload another thing. But yeah, the DV Switch, I think if you go into the Play Store on Android and search for DV Switch, and it looks like a dialer. I mean, it looks like a voice over IP phone app, right?
Yeah. Steve WB8GRS, he's one of the ones connected to us right now. Zoiper is available for both Allstar and iPhone. I toyed around with Zoiper about 2 years ago for like half an hour one day, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to connect. There is probably 100 different YouTube videos out there on how to do that now. I haven't picked it up and looked at it in probably 2 years or better, but Zoiper is the one that I've actually tried myself, and I couldn't really figure out how to do it. But apparently there's multiple ways you can do it. Zoiper, DV Switch, and a bunch of different ways. So that's good to know.
So just in the end, Echolink and Allstar are just two competitors doing the same thing.
Sort of, yes, yeah. I mean, they're the IRLP, which is the International Repeater Linking project.
Fred dislikes that, by the way.
Yes.
He posted it.
Well,
3
that's
times
the
already.
oldest one out there. So that's the oldest technology.
Yep.
Okay. IRLP and then Echolink and now Allstar basically all do the same thing. In my opinion, Allstar sounds much better than the other ones do.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a way to link them all together to where you can have an IRLP node and an Echolink node and an Allstar node all in the same repeater. But if you're going in through Allstar, there's usually a noticeable difference in audio quality.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever people come into our repeater, you know, you can tell, even without the courtesy tone, you can tell who's RF, who's Echolink, and who's Allstar.
Right.
And we took IRLP off of our local repeater.
Oh, did you?
Just because it wasn't being used.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an old technology. Like I said, I think that was the first one out there as far as analog internet linking, IP linking of analog repeaters.
Yeah.
And there was a good push on it like 5 or 10 years ago, but yeah, I mean, Allstar is just, it's easier to load. This may not be true anymore, but at one point in the past, you had to run IRLP on a Windows box.
Not anymore.
No, okay. That was true at one point in the past, but so the beauty of Allstar is it runs on a Raspberry Pi. Now maybe that's true for the others now as well, but there was one point in time where I was talking to somebody, they were like, well, just get an old 486 PC or you know, Pentium PC, something old with like half a gig of RAM, and it'll run IRLP because it's all command line. But I don't know. It seems like it takes up less room to run a Raspberry Pi.
Right. Yeah, and I mean the invention with Raspberry Pi and putting these small applications on the Raspberry Pi. I mean, it's very easy.
Yes.
You know, we had a huge Unix box up at our repeater system, and every time we'd go up there, you know, it had IRLP and Echolink on it, and not a lot of people connected into the Echolink. And every time we opened the cabinet, I thought, are we going to find this IRLP node dead? You know, and how are we going to rebuild it? And this and that. Raspberry Pi, I mean, there's 1,000 YouTube videos on how to make a backup of that thing. And plus, I don't know about the AllstarLink, but the cool thing about the HamVOIP system is it's got a backup system already built into it. You can create a cron job. It backs up everything to a zip file. You just SSH into that Raspberry Pi. You pull out that zip file, and if you ever have to, if your SD card gets corrupt, you just put a new image on there, put the files back on there, your node's up and running.
I have not done that. That might be a cool video.
Yeah. So it's like it's file-backup .sh, and it literally it worked. It's oh, there's my weather node. Oh, hang on. So I've got the weather, the sky alert on this. We will see if it goes off.
You have weather in your area right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
We got thunderstorms coming.
Ah.
We know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll listen for it. But anyway, one of the plugins that you can put on the voice over IP stuff is called AutoSky. And AutoSky is a Skywarn alert system.
So you install that inside of HamVOIP?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a module within Asterisk, or it's a module within.
Yeah. So what's happening with you, Bill? How you doing?
So basically, it goes out and pings the weather service.
Yeah. And
if it sees a warning in your area, it downloads it and reads it to you over the air.
I just pulled up the bubble map of everybody that's connected to you. It looks like a star cluster out there.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I forgot who said this earlier in the chat, but there was a question. If you leave this bubble map open, can you chain Allstar nodes together? Or
that's what this is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is. So this blue node here in the middle, all of these nodes around here are what's connected directly to the blue node. These 3 nodes here are connected to this node. All of these nodes are connected in through these 3 are connected here. These 3 are connected here. This one's connected here.
Define node. Is a node a person,
well,
a
so
station?
I say a node. Okay, so a node traditionally is a simplex radio.
Okay.
Usually at your home, or maybe a lot of guys run mobile nodes. They'll put a HT or a mobile radio in their vehicle, maybe on a dummy load, maybe on an external antenna on top of their car, and that'll be a node. It's usually a simplex node. The difference between a repeater and a node is generally, it's not always true, but generally a node is simplex and a repeater is duplexed. So a repeater has an offset.
Yes.
A repeater is just like a repeater you and I would use driving to work every day. Okay? A node is generally simplex, and it's usually just a single person something. It's not something that somebody's going to put on a big tower and put a big antenna on. If they're going to go to all that trouble, they're going to do it on a repeater, not a node.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
I hear.
Flash flood watch.
I hear that.
Yep.
Just a flash flood, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
You'll be
just
fine.
water.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, guys, we are on. Yeah. Holy cow, that's a lot of people on there. We are on node 48370. Frank, do you have something to log with?
Log with.
Yeah,
Oh
why don't you
God,
pull-
you're gonna want me to type?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
well, that's actually a good point. Asking Frank to type something is probably not the smartest thing I've
I'll
ever
give
done.
it a shot. I got a new notepad.
So
window.
one of the things that I heard somebody, I think it was somebody coming off of the Huntley, Illinois node.
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sure who it was, but made a comment about open source and
Yes.
AllstarLink open source versus HamVOIP open source. And
yeah.
there's been a ton of discussion
Yeah.
regarding
A ton
the
of drama.
HamVOIP. Yeah.
HamVOIP is not open source. They don't release
Right.
their source code.
Right.
No.
Ham
So
Voice is not open. Yeah.
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 So I'm getting to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
yeah. One thing at a time, Brady.
Yeah. So
Live peanut gallery. I don't know if I like this.
I don't know anything about the AllstarLink, but
Uh-huh.
there has been a huge discussion, and I don't keep up with the discussion.
Right.
I understand that there's controversy between
Mhm.
HamVOIP, and if it's open source, if it's not open source, you're taking an open source thing and you're modifying it, but you're not releasing the source code, then it
Right.
becomes not open source. You know what? I have other fires to fight in my life.
Right.
And I've
Right.
gotten to the point now where
Mhm.
if I can download it and it works,
Yeah.
and it works for my benefit and what I want it to do, I could tell you the truth, for lack of a better term, I could care less.
Right. Right. No, I'm with you on that. Yeah. My understanding is that AllstarLink is open source, and the HamVOIP guys, I don't know if I assume they probably started with the AllstarLink and then they added a bunch of stuff and changed stuff and did all this other stuff to it. Because my understanding is that Allmon and Supermon are not available. One of them is not available on AllstarLink, but both of them are available on HamVOIP. I think that's right. I could be wrong about that.
And if you want to do open source and
Yeah.
do the AllstarLink and that works for you, that's great. If the HamVOIP guys get mad and take their toys and go home,
Mhm.
okay, well then I've got a problem, and then I
Yeah.
should probably migrate over to the open source, and
Right.
that will be my problem.
Right.
You know.
Correct.
So it's one of those things. I know that people get all hussy about
Yeah,
open
they get-
source versus non-open source.
Yeah.
There's a ton of ham radio applications that
Yeah.
I use that are not open source.
Yeah.
So on Windows, and
Oh yeah.
it's just the way that it is, and
Nothing on Windows
I've
is open source.
I've accepted
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I mean the only thing, I mean, we're not here to discuss politics or drama behind AllstarLink versus HamVOIP. I'll say two things about this. Number one, I have an AllstarLink node, which is actually what I'm talking on right now. My 220 radio that I just showed everyone is an image, an AllstarLink image. I have a HamVOIP image in the house that is not connected right now. I have used both. The one thing I will is when you get them installed, set up, and running, they're incredibly similar. I don't think one's easier than the other. I will say this. Maybe this isn't true anymore, but 6 months ago when we did that last live stream, If you go to allstarlink.org and try to search for the image, it was like I had to dig for 10 minutes to find that
Yeah.
freaking image.
I
mean,
agree.
it was like it was buried 6 pages deep on some, and you're like, where the freak is the freaking image? I couldn't find HamVOIP. You just go to HamVOIP, just Google HamVOIP, the first page, download image right here, click, and you're done. So HamVOIP is easier to access the download image, and AllstarLink, they bury theirs for some reason. But having said that, once you get each one and install it and use it, they're not really that different. I will say this real quick. I'm going to switch to a different view here just for 1 second because I want to make a statement here. If anyone from the HamVOIP project or the AllstarLink project want to come onto my show and talk about your product, hit me up. I'm good on QRZ, kc5hwb@gmail.com. I'll be happy to bring not both of you at the same time. But
That might be more
but
interesting.
although that might be kind of fun, honestly. But I'll bring each one of you on independently, and you can tell your story about why you think your image is better than the other one, or just you don't have to throw mud on anybody. We can just talk about your image. I would happily invite both parties, HamVOIP and AllstarLink, to come on the show and just tell everyone about the project that you're working on. Okay, so good deal. Okay, so we'll go back over here.
Gauntlets
We
thrown.
have connected here to. I want to pull this. I want to refresh this bubble map again. And yeah, that's a few more. Okay, so we're gonna go back over here. Boom. And I don't hear anybody talking right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of take over net control here, Kyle, if that's okay with you.
Yep, go.
Okay. KC5HWB on the All-Star connection here from AA0Z in my own node. Let's find out who's out there. We're going to create a log here. We're all
Attempt to create.
I'm trusting Frank to type, which is usually my first mistake. And but we're all on YouTube doing a video about All-Star. I'd like to know who's out there and who's connected now. So please come with your call sign and what city and state you're in as well.
41464. Connected to node 4837.
The connection drowned everybody out.
So I heard Virgin Islands in there, and then I also heard I think it was
WBAGRS.
Okay, WBGRS, that's Steve from Little Elm, Texas.
KB, Santa Monica, California.
KB, Santa Monica.
14 X-ray Sierra, Sierra, San Clemente, California.
Kilowatt 4 X-ray Sierra Sierra.
I think I might have doubled. KC9 ONA, Oscar November Alpha in Huntley, Illinois.
KC9ONA, Illinois. That's pretty good, okay.
K5LK, Rupture, Texas.
K5LK, somewhere in Texas. I didn't understand where that was.
November, Papa to Quebec.
Oh, there he is. November Papa to Quebec.
November Papa 2, Quebec.
Virgin Islands. K0QL. Nebraska.
3782671.
Woodstock, Illinois.
November 1 something in Woodstock, Illinois.
it's good.
Node 4837.
That covers you up when you hear that.
Connected to node 5.
KC5ERX in Texas. Okay, guys, really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Can you turn that screen towards me so I can see it?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I got
ERX in Kyle, Texas.
Node
806.
3782671.
I guess I was doubling.
Node 50243.
Algonquin, Illinois, currently in
Casey.
Bellevue, Wisconsin, coming through KC9OSA.
KC9WUZ.
Connection.
Man, it is.
That's a check-in.
It is really lightning here. It is thunderstorming.
This is almost as bad as DMR. Okay, guys. Hey, thanks for checking in. We're copying down all these places. We got several stations from Illinois and several stations from Texas, and we got NP2Q from Virgin Islands as well. Thank you for the check-ins. Please go ahead and come now. KC5HWB. If you need to go, Kyle, just let me know.
No, we're gonna ride this one
We're
out.
gonna ride it out. All right then.
It's all fun and games until you lose power.
KG5 DVR Gallup, New Mexico.
DVR, I think he said.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, look at it now. Oh, that's crazy. Oh. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, KC5HWB, I got KG5 DVR on that one. Prior to that, I got KC9WUX. Prior to that, I got KC5ERX in Texas. Thank you for those check-ins. If there's any questions or any traffic that anyone would like to pass, please feel free. Throw your call sign out. Let me know if you have traffic, and I'll come back to you. KC5HWB.
Disconnected.
Oh,
Oh, that's
radar
fun.
scope. All right, Tuck. Station with a question. Go ahead, please.
Hi there, this is Dave at 3BKV in Santa
In
Monica.
3BKV.
I was wondering what you guys have heard about the clear node. If you've heard anything about it, or what do you know?
Clear node.
Clear node. No.
I don't know anything about clear node.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
WBHGR's with comment on the clear node?
Okay, Steve is very knowledgeable on Allstar. Okay, so yeah, I don't know anything about the clear node, but Steve came in there. WB8GRS, please go ahead. Oh yeah, there it is.
Okay, maybe somebody else that knows more than me about it. Anyway, it's a Raspberry Pi with a RF transceiver that's built on top of it,
Yeah.
and it allows you to be programmed via your smartphone. So you use your smartphone to actually control the setup
Nice.
as far as frequencies and PLs and all that stuff on your. It's a little hotspot, very similar to what you would think about for a DMR hotspot. So it kind of gives you the same thing. By the way, I'm on my 220 repeater, and just to give you an idea, I'm going to switch over to Zorper. Here we go. Okay, I'm on Zorper right now, so you get an idea of the difference between the two, WVHGRS class.
It's a little clearer on Zorper.
Oh really? I thought it was the opposite of that.
Yeah,
God, there's a lot of delay.
yeah, some delay, but
Yeah.
I think
There's delay
it's
on
a little
YouTube.
clearer.
Yeah.
So that is
Cool.
called what? Clear node?
Clear node. Yeah, Frank's looking it up right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
have to look
basically
that
like
up.
it's basically like a Pi hat, like a Pi Star Pi hat, but it's for Allstar instead of like DMR and
They're
D-Star.
selling a UHF model for $280.
Okay.
That
Oh,
comes
280.
with a clear node integrated UHF radio and mini antenna, one US 5 volt converter, and
Okay.
one stub UHF SMA antenna.
Huh.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have to email that guy
Yeah.
and send him the link to this video.
O&A had a
Rip off.
O&A had a comment there.
O&A? Okay. Okay, O&A, go ahead with your comment, KC5HWB.
ID disconnected.
Oh, KC908. No, I just wanted to say, guys, I'm really happy that you guys are doing a YouTube thing on Allstar. In my opinion, Allstar is the best stuff out here, man.
It is a very cool technology.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Hey, thanks for that. We really appreciate you watching us on YouTube for sure, and I appreciate you connecting tonight. So yeah, definitely, it's something I've been using off and on for a couple of years now, and I do enjoy it. I need to use it more often, and I'm glad I've had a lot of comments on mostly on my DMR videos. Really, people come along every now and then. They're like, "How come you don't do anything on Allstar?" And I'm like, "Well, that's a good question. I like Allstar, so let's do that." So that's why we're here tonight. Thanks for watching, for sure. KC5HWB. Go back to the log real quick.
Yeah, cool, man. Good deal. Yeah, no, I've been commenting on your DMR videos for sure with Allstar stuff.
Yeah.
And I like that your buddy there is using the SM7B. That's a nice microphone.
There you go. That is a nice microphone. You're right.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Thanks for watching tonight, for sure. KC5HWB. Anybody else who wants to check in? We're trying to keep a log of all the call signs that checked in tonight. So please come with your call sign and just come with your state. That's good enough. KC5HWB.
AEVIX, Illinois.
AEVIX. I
AEVIX.
thought that's what he said, but that's not right.
Yeah.
I missed something. In Illinois.
November 9, Victor, India, X-ray.
November 9, Big D India. That's the same guy.
Just make some comments on radio list notes like I'm running over here. Rather than having to go radio interface, you can just plug your microphone and your computer speakers right into your Pi, and then just dial right in through the command line into whatever node you want to, and works really well without having to spend a bunch of money on radio, having to do a lot of stuff with that. And IVIX.
But how do you get your audio whenever you want to transmit into that node? I didn't hear anything about a microphone.
Yeah, he said microphone.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I assume it's like a computer headset. You know, there's guys that like to use stuff like that, and that's fine. I don't have any problems with that. I just don't have any interest. I'm like, that's not radio.
Well, you could do it for the podcast here.
Sure, you could. Sure, you could.
Just to get better audio from your radio.
Yes. I just like, I want to have a node set up at the house that's on an external antenna that I can maybe transmit into from around my city, and I want to have a node in my vehicle, which I'm actually working on right now, that I can use when I'm on road trips to transmit back to my node at home. I can connect the two nodes together over the internet because my wife is a ham, and I could talk to her the whole way I'm on a road trip or whatnot, and set up a node at my Galveston house, set up a node here, and those two houses could talk back and forth to one another. So, might be kind
so
of
that is what basically we have done on our repeater. We have some dead spots around St. Louis.
Yeah.
And one of our engineering committee members has put a node on his garage, and it basically is a remote receiver for the repeater. And he ties his Allstar into our Allstar that is at the repeater, and has a coverage area in that area. I mean, not exactly what you're talking about, but that's one of the benefits of Allstar is you can almost put those remote receivers and bases all over to provide more coverage.
Right, totally. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of guys using radioless nodes before. In fact, the HamVOIP node that I have it inside, which again is not hooked up right now. I'm actually remodeling my my home office right now. Took everything out of the office, including the computer rack or the network rack, floor, wall, repainting the walls, texturing everything. So I'm totally remodeling the office. It will be back in there soon. But that's a radioless node that's just going to live on the internet where other nodes can connect to, and then we can kind of have a central hub. I think sometimes they call it a hub. That's going to be a central hub that I'm just going to be like, it's going to be a ham radio 2.0 hub is what it is. So it's going to be my ham radio 2.0 hub so that you and I and whoever else wants to connect, we can all connect there. We can talk when we want to, and then you can take your own node and disconnect and connect it anywhere else anytime you want to. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for out there. I think that might be a fun thing to do. So have you refreshed the bubble chart? It's crazy.
Sterling says, Kyle, how are you still up? Lightning keeps killing my power. I don't know. It has flashed a couple of times, and I'm like, oh no, here we go.
So if we lose Kyle, that's why. He's
Are
not.
you on any type of battery backup system or?
No, no. What are you talking about? I don't make that much money.
Right. Yeah. Eventually, I'll have this shack on battery backup, but we're not there yet. I haven't had time for that yet. Whew. So it's like a DRM. You mean DMR talk group or WireXX room? Yes, sort of like that. Yeah. Except every repeater and node is its own number, and those nodes can connect to different numbers and repeaters around the internet. But similar to that.
I'm glad I'm not the only guy. Tony keeps calling it DRM.
Yeah, you just type it wrong. DRM is a
Copyright stuff?
It's a copyright thing that they put on MP3s. It's DMR is digital mobile radio.
DRM is the legislation name for it all.
Yes.
Saying that you can't get around copyright protection.
Digital music rights?
It was DRM. Digital.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway,
DM,
it's just a.
it's DMR is
digital right management.
Digital mobile radio. Yeah, no,
DRM.
It's just a digital right management. There you go. It's just a typo. It's just it's not a big deal. I'm just teasing you. So, but yeah, so
we're all friends here. It's all
fun.
We're
all friends here. KC5HWB on Allstar Connection, running on a YouTube live stream right now. Anybody else wishing to check in, just throw out your call sign and your state of location, please.
Ooh, hold on. All right.
There's a lot more people here. There was a big pile up at the beginning. Oh, there's your water. That's not coming through here.
No, so these modules that you put in, like EchoLink and AutoSky.
X-Ray. I think that was the X-Ray Sierra guy. X-Ray Sierra station. Please go ahead. Good.
If you just want to spend a little money for something not to build, the clear nodes are really nice devices. But there's other options out there where you can get is out of the UK. He builds little nodes that you can Raspberry Pi, that kind of thing.
Disconnected.
Worth looking into. Hubnet.uk I got on 2 years ago.
Hubnet.uk, write that down.
Node 483.
That gets annoying.
0 connected to node 521222.
They're easy and there's really no reason not to build one. With $35 or so for a Raspberry Pi, USB sound cards about $8 or so. Little Boltang 888 radio is about $10 for two of them. Really easy to build. I recommend everyone should. Go ahead.
Yeah, there.
Okay, good deal. Hey, thanks for that info. We're looking up HubNet right now. That one I had not heard of. So I'm going to be shooting some emails to some guys after this. I would love to tinker around with their products. I'm going to go look those up afterwards. So I've heard of the guys building one out of the $8 sound card that they get from eBay. I've actually got some videos where a guy did that. He took a microscope camera and built one for me. And we're working on putting all that together as well. So thanks for checking in tonight, and thanks for watching the stream. KC5HWB. Go ahead, Kyle.
What was the? I'm getting feedback here.
Another one you might want to check out if you don't want to spend the big money on the clear node is check out the Allstar Sherry, SHARI. It's made by N8AR. It's an awesome device. It's like $80 ship. Just plugs right into a Raspberry Pi.
Sherry. Allstar Sherry.
It's like the quickest, easiest way to get into Allstar. And once again, that's the Allstar Sherry, SHARI.
SHAR.
I had no idea.
Put that on the notepad too, so I remember it later. QSL Allstar Sherry. I got that. We're looking it up right now, and I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna have some stuff. I'm gonna have some emails to send to different people after the stream's over. So thank you for that information. That's great. KC5HWB.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Looks pretty cool.
Good.
Comment on the G7 RPG, the HubNet.
Yeah, station. I didn't hear your call sign. Station with the comment on the HubNet, please go ahead.
Hi, it's N3BKV. So I actually have the G7 RPG, the micro hub. It's from the guy who's very involved with the hub network, and it works very well. You basically you give him all the information, your node number, what frequency you want, what PL, and he builds you a nice little box. The only thing is, if you want to change things, you have to go in and tinker around with it. I wasn't real comfortable on the hardware side, so that's why I wanted him to build out the node for me. But software-wise, I've gone in there and added cron jobs to the connections and have added like Supermon and been having a lot of fun playing around with it. And if I blow it up, I have a copy of the card and I just pop a new card in there and start back from square one. So it's a nice little box to play with if you don't want to build anything out yourself.
Cool, that's good info.
Yep. So just so everyone knows, Supermon is basically it's a program that runs in the background, and you can get to it via a web page, and it is basically your an admin front end,
right,
to what's going on with your Allstar node, and you can connect, disconnect, you can see who's connected, bunch of other things you can do on Supermon. So that's how I basically administer my Allstar node, is through Supermon.
Right. So several people in the chat are asking about Echolink connecting to Allstar. Kyle, you have an Echolink set up right now, don't you?
Yeah. So if you go, and we actually have one person connected, WB4UR is connected through Echolink. If you search for my call sign, AA0Z, and while you're searching for it, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, share his link there. We're sharing your link. Yeah, we're sharing Kyle's YouTube channel link in the chat. If you guys have been watching our YouTubers Bunch videos, which we've done about 17 of those over the last year, Kyle's been there since almost the beginning. I think you were there in the second episode forward.
Second.
Yeah. So Kyle's there. You guys should be subscribed to him. He does a lot with Flex Radio. So he's a fellow Flex Radio user. That's why I invite him on and not several of the other guys, because these ICOM guys I don't want coming on here. Flex Radio guys are welcome. I'm joking. That's a joke. I'm kidding. Ray Novak is watching me right now, like drumming his fingers on the table. I'm joking, okay? But Kyle and I are both fellow Flex Radio users, and we like to use that platform because it's a great system. But yeah, you guys go subscribe to his channel. Frank just put it in the chat. Go ahead, Kyle. I'm sorry.
So you can, so now we've got 4 Echolink. I think I can hold 20. We got KI5 SXY.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's KI sexy.
Yeah, KI5 sexy.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a ton of people. Yeah. I mean, we got probably 7 to 10 people now.
I did post that in the chat. While they're going ahead and loading there, Dennis from the chat asks, do you have a good place that he can go find information on how to start a Allstar system, like a website you want to plug or anything?
An Allstar system.
An Allstar system, or how to set up a Allstar node.
Yeah, go to AllstarLink.org and register. Create an account on that website and register for an Allstar node, and they will give you a 5-digit. I think it's usually 5 digits. 5-digit number. Register. I've got 3 of them. They're free. You can just go in there and register. You can tell them, say, I want an Allstar node, and they'll send you one. You say, I want 3 Allstar nodes, and they send you 3 numbers that are usually consecutive. But go to allstarlink.org and just create an account if you don't have one already, and register for a new request a new node number, and then they assign you a node number, and that's what you use to plug into whatever Allstar node or repeater you set up.
They're still
you should put that bubble chart up on the screen.
Okay.
It's getting a little out of control. It's like it's got bedhead and it just got up.
It looks like a diagram of the coronavirus. Wow.
And
you guys have coronavirused the whole freaking Allstar network.
It's the chemistry of the Rona.
Yeah, that's right. The chemistry of the Rona. That's awesome. Okay, now how are you telling which is?
All right, so the white is Allstar nodes, and the pink, I believe, are The pink is
Echolink.
Echolink.
The pink is Echolink. I got you. Okay. So that's what we're looking at right now. So there's a way to there. You hear this announcements that keeps going off and covering everybody. There's a way to go in there to the AllstarLink OS and turn that off.
Yes.
And I don't have that turned off. I like hearing that because 99 out of 100 times I'm not on YouTube talking about Allstar. So usually it's like one station at a time. And you'll hear someone a few hours later. You hear like two or three times a day. Generally, I think I made this mistake last time also. The next time we do an Allstar video, I'm gonna have to turn that off. And then go back in there and turn it on later.
I think you were right. I remember us commenting about that.
Yeah, because you could turn that voice off completely. So I don't know how to do it, but I know you can.
Steven says, yeah, you could turn it off on Supermon.
Yeah, I don't have Supermon running. But in fact, this node I have running here is an AllstarLink node. So I don't think you can put Allstar or Supermon on AllstarLink. I don't think. But
0 connected to node 48370.
Yeah, it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 nodes connected directly to me, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Echolink.
oh wow.
See if anyone has a comment or a question.
Well, I'd like to if I could quit hearing this right here.
253.
Yeah, Steve says right. No Supermon and AllstarLink. Yeah, that's one great thing about HamVOIP is it has Allmon and Supermon, which is a web-based, like Kyle said a minute ago, is a web-based interface where you can go in there and see who's connected to your node. You can see who's talking. When someone keys up, it lights up in like green, I think it is, and you can see who's talking in there. So it's a really great system that you can add on the back end. Can you put some of these links up in Discord? Michael, let me know which links you're asking for. And yes, we can. We can absolutely put links in Discord. This chat is being transcoded to Discord right now. So if you join my Discord and go to Livestream-chat, this entire transcript of chat will be saved there in Discord. So you should be able to see that already. But tell me what links you're talking about. I'll make sure it's there.
370.
So Jim F. in Calgary, Alberta says, will Allstar work on Android? Well, I put a message in the chat. It basically, you have to download the DV Switch app, and then you have to be, for the last time I downloaded the DV Switch app, or this other app that I had to sideload, and connected the Allstar, you had to be authorized to connect, and someone correct me in the chat, you had to be authorized with a username and password to connect into that Allstar system. It wasn't,
I believe that's right.
It wasn't like Echolink where you just load it on your phone and you just pick any random Allstar node and connect into it, right, Jason?
Right. I believe that's correct. I've not used DV Switch for Allstar, but I believe that you're correct because I've downloaded and tinkered with it, and I think you have to have an account.
Yeah, KC9ONA basically confirmed what we were talking about. You have to log in with the username and password.
Correct.
So Jim adds, if I'm unlicensed yet, can I monitor?
You can monitor a repeater, but you can't log into an Echolink or a DV Switch app on your phone without a verified call sign. So they limit that to which is a process I completely agree with. I don't think that the normal end user without a verified call sign should be able to log into these apps. But you can monitor if you have a Allstar repeater near you. You can monitor that. You can also download an app on your phone called Scanner Radio. Oh, that's orange. Woo!
That is right over my house too.
Oh wow!
That's fun.
Now everyone knows where Kyle lives.
I didn't see a blue dot there. So
I'm in the FCC database.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to tell you.
So you can download an app called Scanner Radio, and you can search for ham radio repeaters on that not every repeater transmits their audio link to that app, but there's a lot of Races and Aries repeaters in my area, in our area here, that are on scanner radio where you can monitor Aries and Races Skywarn traffic when
I do
storms
that when
come
I
through.
don't have a radio on, or I'm sitting in the office and the storm starts coming.
Yeah. So I would suggest downloading Scanner Radio and searching for ham radio repeaters in your area if you don't have a call sign. Well, the first thing I'd suggest is go get your call sign. And while you're working on that, go download Scanner Radio and see if there's any repeaters in your area that are piped to Scanner Radio. And then they should say in the description of the repeater, it should tell you if they're on Allstar or not.
Right. Yep.
All right. Perhaps we've ended the whole mass connection on on this node. Anyone on Echolink is welcome to check in with us. Anyone on Echolink is welcome to throw out your call sign and tell us what state you're connecting from, or if you're outside of the United States, tell us what country you're connected from. This is KC5HWB on the YouTube live stream talking about Allstar. If that stops, I can actually listen to people. KC9WZ, KC9WZ, KC9ONA. I gotta turn that off, man. I'm tired of listening to that already. Sheesh.
KE0DC is trying to get in there. He's got the key down. He just no audio.
Okay. KE0DC. Hey, Jim in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He says, thanks, Jason, for doing the Tapper DCC videos. Yes, sir. I enjoy the heck out of doing those. Really awesome information from those folks. We will be doing the Digital Communications Conference via Zoom this year. So, September, about 2 months from now, we'll be doing the DCC via virtual connection. So, be watching the Tapper website for that.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Well, radio reference would just give you the frequencies to go ahead and listen to for a particular area.
Right. So you'd have to have a scanner.
Yeah, you got to have a radio to do that.
Right. You still have to have a radio to do that.
Which
I don't think they pipe audio over radio reference. Last I knew they didn't do that.
I don't remember it being there, but at least give you the frequencies if you did have a radio to go ahead and tune into. And I did that a lot before I got my license.
At one point you could pipe audio, but now it's put off to
Broadcastify, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some DMR repeaters that are transmitting their information, their audio stream to Broadcastify as well, here in the state, or here in Texas, I should say. So yeah, that's
yep.
a thing that you can do as well. That's a good way to monitor also. So
yeah, there's a lot of smaller towns and obviously repeater systems that are on Broadcastify, but bigger cities they've digitized it and it's a little hard to. Some people have got a way to pipe that into Broadcastify.
Yeah.
Andy from the chat says, "Can you bridge to DMR?"
No, I think that's a statement. Yes, you can. Yeah, he says you can bridge to DMR also. Yes, you can. You can bridge Allstar to DMR using the DV Switch app, which will also run on a Raspberry Pi. So yes, you can bridge DMR to D-Star to Fusion to Allstar, all through the DV Switch app. I think it gets kind of convoluted, and you kind of. I think it's too many irons in the fire when you do that. But yes, you could totally do that. Yeah, if you want to set up a system and do that, more power to you.
So the way that I think of the DV Switch program, I'm not talking about the Android DV Switch. Okay. I think of the DV Switch program that you run on a Raspberry Pi as a big roundabout. And each road coming off is you could do Fusion, you could do DMR, you can do D-Star, you can do Allstar, and it comes in and it gets put around the roundabout, and it gets, you can say go out all the roads or just go out these roads, and it just basically one in or one out or one in and many out, and it's just a big roundabout.
Is there anything the Pi can't do?
Sure. I don't think you can cook my dinner for me, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it can't cook breakfast.
Yeah, yeah. If
Well,
it could cook breakfast, believe me, I'd have about 19
Well, you put
of
a
them.
new hat on top and a couple of wires, and then you
never
run
know.
it to the
Yeah.
stove.
Yeah. I will say that lost my train of thought. Oh, DV Switch, they're the guys who own who are responsible. And if you just Google DV Switch, they've got a groups.io and a GitHub link. They're the guys who are responsible right now for DMR Link and HB Link, which are freeware programs that run on a Debian-based system, so you can run it on Debian or Ubuntu or Raspbian, and you can use that system to connect an MMDVM hotspot and or repeater to a C bridge. And I have that running right now. I have 4 or 5 MMDVM repeaters connected through an HB Link system into my C bridge right now, and it works beautifully. Very great setup going there. So yeah, DV Switch is doing a lot of really cool things right now.
Yeah.
Steve says, see if you can get the DV Switch guy to get on your channel. And I'm like, yeah, so DV, yes. Andrew Naylor was at Hamcation last February. And I interviewed him, and stupid me, I didn't realize that he's the guy who wrote MMDVM, which I knew. I was like, I know your name. Let's do an interview. Cool. And then I told Bob about it afterwards. He's like, dude, that's the guy who wrote MMDVM. And I'm like, that's who he is. Because I'm an idiot.
Jason.
Because I'm an idiot. So I got an interview with the guy, but I'm like, it was kind of like, it was a really fast and quick interview. But yeah, that guy's knowledgeable. He is a smart cookie, I tell you what. So if he's at Orlando Hamcation, assuming that we actually have Hamfest in 2021, if he's at an Orlando Hamcation again next year, I'm going to sit down with that dude and talk for about 20 minutes.
We need to
You didn't ask him about anything about MMDVM?
No, we talked about MMDVM. I just didn't realize that he was like the original the guy. He was the guy who originally came up with it, or at least originally implemented it. Whether he wrote it or not, I don't know. But that would be a story. That'd be a great story. Say, okay, tell me how you came up with this. Tell me how it started. Tell me, give me a history lesson here, kind of on MMDVM. And it was a really nice guy. Really nice guy. I walked up to him. He didn't know who the heck I was. I said, hey, I run a YouTube channel. Do you want to have an interview? And he's like, sure. Really nice dude. So, anyway, maybe, hopefully, if we ever actually have Hamfests again, like in-person Hamfests.
Well, I guess Hamcation will be the next big one if they have it. I'm sure that it is going to be huge.
It's going to be enormous. Whatever the next Hamfest they have is going to be enormous. We have one every January here in North Texas called Cowtown. It's run by the Cowtown Amateur Radio Club. Cowtown's a nickname for Fort Worth.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's a decent size show. It's usually pretty popular because it's the first one of the year. It's because there's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and nobody does Hamfest during that time. So you get past New Year's, and then that's like the first Hamfest of the year, and it's usually got a pretty good attendance here. If they do Cowtown next January, it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be large.
But the next month in February, Hamcation draws people from all over the country, if not outside of the country. And
20, 22, something.
Yeah.
Is it that big? 22, 24,000?
No, it's bigger than that.
You think so?
I want to say it's. Shoot.
I know that Dayton.
No, I think it's around 18 to 20.
Oh, okay.
I think
because I know that Dayton is like 26, 27.
Dayton's broken 30
around.
Dayton's broken 30, 31, 32 a few times. I want to say Hamcation's around between 17 and 20. They might have broken 20 a couple times.
I know it's the second biggest Hamfest in the world.
No, it's the second biggest hamfest in the country.
Hamcation is?
Yes.
What's second? Frogus, Stragen, Diggin, Doggin?
Frederikshavn. Yeah,
Frederikshavn.
Frederikshavn is just a little bit smaller than Dayton. So yes. And the Tokyo Ham Fair is also pretty big. I don't know what the numbers on that one are though. But yeah, Dayton's the biggest, Frederikshavn's the second biggest, and then you've got Tokyo Ham Fair and the UK Ham Fest and something in Hong Kong, I think, and Orlando that are all kind of in there somewhere, and I don't know which one's which right now, but something like that. Steve says, has the Fall Belton Hamfest been canceled? Yes, I'm told it has. I'm told that Fall Belton has been canceled.
Sad day.
It's an outdoor hamfest.
Well,
Wikipedia, not that I'm saying Wikipedia can be wrong, but it says Wikipedia is the second largest hamfest in the world. The second largest hamfest in the world is Orlando Hamcation with over 23,000 visitors. That's interesting.
23. I don't know that number is right. Number one, look up Frederikshavn and tell me how many it says are on there. Because I was thinking that Frederikshavn was around 25.
Okay.
And Dayton's at around 30-ish, give or take 4,000, I guess. Frederikshavn's around 25, give or take 2,000 or 3,000. Hamcation, I didn't know Hamcation had 23. Maybe that could be right. Jim Lathan in the chat says that was what they reported for 2020.
So, according to the internet, now take this with a grain of salt.
The internet's always right because it's written.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Frederikshavn,
Yeah.
17,000.
Really? That surprises me. I thought that they were bigger than Orlando.
Yeah,
I know that
so
17,000 is smaller than Orlando.
Yeah. So I thought Orlando was the second biggest in the world.
I thought it was the second biggest in
the United States.
Nation. Yes. I didn't think it was the same, but according to the information you're reading, it is. Wow. Awesome. Hey, that's great, man. We got the two largest hamfest on the planet right here in the USA.
In the solar system.
In the solar system, yeah. The one on the moon's not even this big, man.
Well, there's no COVID there.
Maybe we should do one on the moon next year.
There's
no COVID there.
A Rona-free hamfest on the moon.
Rona-free. They should.
Hey, I'm already here.
Yeah.
I'm already here on the moon.
That's right. Yeah, that's where you are right now. Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right, guys. We've been going for about an hour and a half. I need to thank my patrons before we get shut down. Hey, you guys let me know. You can put it in the chat. And JDL Speedy, $10. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you being here tonight. You guys let me know if you don't put it in the chat. Get on Discord, hamradio2.com/Discord. Frank's going to post that here in just a second. Shoot me an email. I'm good on QRZ. mycallsign@gmail.com. Let me know what other stuff you would like to know about Allstar, because we will do that. I will turn this stupid voice off next time.
Yes.
Because I like having this voice on a normal day, because I hear when someone connects to my node, then I can key up and talk to them. Usually it's not 150 people at the same time.
But thank you all for joining.
But
It's
thank you all
amazing.
for joining. Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, for sure. Jim Latham, thank you for joining the YouTube members. Really appreciate you contributing to the show. We're going to talk about YouTube members here in just a second. Kyle, I'll go ahead and let you go unless you have anything else tonight.
No, just head over to my channel, AA0Z. Do a bunch of contesting videos, some POTA videos. Not really a review guy. I leave that up to Jason, the experts, and Josh and some other people that have a bigger channel than I. But yeah, I just, whatever suits my fancy on the ham radio. I'm going to do some summits this fall. Actually, I'm thinking about booking a vacation to the Smoky Mountains, and might do some soda over in the Smoky Mountains. So,
Where in the Smoky
Pigeon
Mountains?
Forge area.
I know that area.
I don't know that area. What
I love
state
that
is that?
area.
It's Eastern Tennessee.
Okay. So Mike, K at MRD, has talked about coming out. He said he's got a couple weeks of vacation after Thanksgiving this year. First couple weeks in December. And he's like, man, I'm thinking about coming to Texas. I'm like, dude, come on. So we'll go do some POTA stuff.
Yeah.
So we should do. I mean, if people are willing to get the heck out of their houses and whatnot, we should try to do. Let me know when you do that, because I'm not above driving to Tennessee. I've done that before.
I think I need to look at the work schedule, but I think it's probably going to come up here soon. I think it's probably going to be middle of August.
Okay.
I got some work stuff in September that I need to do. So
Okay.
this is all contingent on, the state of what's going on,
Right.
and
Right.
How comfortable I feel and
Yeah.
what the case counts are in Tennessee. So I don't know. It's going to be one of those Thursday or Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
You make a game day decision on Monday afternoon if I'm going to go or not.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna do a POTA thing on the second week in August. I'm gonna drive up to Lake Texoma. It's a really big lake that crosses the border between Texas and Oklahoma, and they've got a state park on the southern end in Texas and another state park in the northern end in Oklahoma. And I'm gonna go up there and camp in the RV park for a couple nights in each park, and I'm gonna do a POTA scramble or whatever I want to call it. And I'm going to sit down and try to activate some weird stuff. I'm going to try to do some 6 meters, some 2 meter sideband, maybe some 17 meters. I'm going to take my stepper crank IR with me and try to do some FT8. So yeah, that'll be I think that'll be a fun time. But yeah, cool, man. Hey, thanks for being here, Kyle. One thing that Kyle did that was really cool, for those who don't know, is he did a live stream during the 13 Colonies contest. Or not, it wasn't it was a special event. 13 Colonies special event, which takes place from July 1st to 7th every year. It's a commemorative of the original 13 colonies of the United States. So there's one station that sets up in all the 13 colonies. You try to contact them all. If you do, you get a clean sweep and you get this certificate. It's just a fun thing to do. But Kyle did, how long was that live stream? It was like 3 or 4 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually, I did 2.
Yeah, that's right, you
for
did.
like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then I got bored because, we were all stuck in our house. And then I'm
Right.
like, screw it. I'll just turn on the on button and see what happens. And did a late night stream and, had a good response. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I do, some of these people, they stream contests and it's boring. You just watch them contest and they're not bantering back and forth. I think I do more bantering back and forth with the chat than I do contesting.
Right.
I did a stream yesterday for NAQP, and
that's right. The RIDI contest was this
and
weekend.
just teaching people about RIDI and showing the exchange on NAQPs and we were making contacts from California to New Jersey, and it's a learning experience, right? If I'm going to sit down here in the shack and do some radio, and nobody from the YouTube bunch is streaming live, I just turn the on button on.
Absolutely.
So.
Nothing wrong with that. Cool, man. So,
well,
great.
Thanks for having me, Jason and Frank. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to see what kind of feedback we get from this episode via email and via Discord. And I bet we'll do another one because I know that several of the YouTuber bunch guys have said, oh, yeah, I've been asked to do All-Star, I just don't have time. And I said that for a while, and I'm like, you know what? I like All-Star. I've got a node right there. Let's do some All-Star stuff. So I'm going to try to do some more stuff upcoming where I turn that voice off. So.
And that'd be an interesting way just to see if we can interact well.
Well, you know what? And what we'll do is we'll set up a node at your house, and we'll get you on Zoom with Kyle, both of you on Zoom, and then all 3 of us can connect via All-Star, and we can go
Do
from
the
there.
cast from there?
Sure.
All right.
So, good deal. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a
It's
good
awesome.
one.
Yep, you too.
All right, later.
Later.
Okay, Frank, we are back. There we go. Look at that.
So my face is no longer covered up by the subscribe button?
No, it is not. Yeah, there's only so much room on the screen, buddy. I don't know what to tell you on that. But, hey, guys, really thanks for watching tonight, for sure. Definitely comment on the video. And shoot me an email. I am good on QRZ. Let me know what you think about this and what kind of All-Star episode you would like to see upcoming. I'm not an expert, but you know what? If you ask me a question about something, I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Let me go find out. And I'll find out.
Live.
I will learn, and then I'll learn it, and then I'll put it on live because I don't want to look like an idiot. But well,
You don't look like an idiot when you're learning.
I don't really mind looking like an idiot. You know, there's you know what? Every YouTuber that ever existed has had some level of, you know what? I'm just gonna look like an idiot at some point, but oh well, whatever. That's how it is.
Makes great YouTube.
It happens, and it happens to all of us. So it's a good deal. Okay, let me see here. Where is my? Nope, not that. I need to get down here.
Well, while he figures that out,
Go ahead.
Thank you for joining. You go ahead and like and subscribe with the buttons below. We do have a Discord that you can go ahead and chat with us throughout the week. There's many different channels on there. Some ones I like looking at is the Show and Tell channel, where you post projects that you've completed or in the middle or the process, or you hit a milestone and you want to show it off.
Yes.
Just post pictures of it. We'll comment and say, that's pretty cool. And tell us how to do it, because I want to do that. And there's also a good, healthy help channel where you can ask questions, and people who know much more than us will be happy to give you an answer. You ready there?
Yes, I am. Okay, so I'm gonna. So this next shot won't have you in it, but I'll be able to hear you if you talk.
Go ahead.
So okay, guys, I want to take a moment to thank all my patrons. I do support the channel through a number of ways. Patreon is one of them. You can go to patreon.com/hamradio. Frank can put that in the chat real quick. These are all the patrons who connect to me via the these are the ones who connect via the larger scale. There's basically 4 tiers you can do. There's a small one, and there's a second and a third one, and these guys get a bit of extra perks. So I'd like to thank Mike Adams, Todd Agostini, I'm probably saying that wrong, Bill K., Robert Lyons, Marcus West, Eric Cooper, Felix Quadrado, Danny Harbor, Craig Boyer, Dennis G., Richard Donald, Michael and Frodo, KD9 Oof. Really appreciate you being in there, Michael. Richard Swartz, Paul DeMoroni, I think I'm saying that right. Lewis Klein, Robert Bretzman. Robert Bretzman is a supporter of Patreon. He's the guy who makes the TGIF spot. Go to tgifspot.com for an awesome hotspot with a really great Nexion screen on it. Really good, really fun guy. Really helpful to the hobby. Willing to answer a bunch of questions. Hawk Bennett, James Dowis, Paul Sweeney, LNX Guy, Bill Brady, David Kettrick, and Mike in Texas. Really appreciate you guys supporting me on Patreon. It does help the channel grow. I have another... let me switch over here. This is something new right here. If I go here and I go over there. So I have... Now, I'm not going to get political on you guys real quick. But people tell me... Sometimes they don't want to contribute to Patreon because they think that Patreon squelches conservative-minded channels. I don't make my channel political. We don't really talk about that kind of stuff on here. And I know for a fact there's several gun channels that I watch on Patreon that are on Patreon. So I don't know that I really... I guess maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. For the purpose of this argument, I don't really care. But I set up a brand new Subscribestar account. So Subscribestar is well known to be supporter of Second Amendment rights and really great stuff like that. So I set up a Subscribestar account a couple of months ago. Got my first subscriber like 2 days ago.
All right.
Yeah. So if you have a problem with Patreon for whatever reason, Subscribestar.com is basically the same thing, but run by a different group of people. So, did you put that in the chat?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Frank put a link to that in the chat as well. So thank you for those guys being out there for everybody also. And the last thing I will say is that YouTube members, not right there, there we go. You can go onto YouTube and subscribe to a membership on YouTube. So I've got all kinds of stuff going on here, man. You can do Patreon, subscribe to our YouTube members. Everyone who subscribes to one of those systems gets early access to all my videos and access to my newsletter. I've been lax on the newsletter since COVID started because I've been so busy with posting videos, but I'm going to get back to that real quick. But everyone gets access early. I've got 3 videos posted right now. One will premiere tomorrow, one will premiere this coming Thursday, and one will premiere the following Monday. And all of those are up and available to my Patreon, my YouTube members, and my Subscribe to our members right now. So you can watch early access. You can go and comment on the video. And want to thank Adam Bennett, Gary O., Bill Frovick, Donna Lovejoy, Walter, KN4BZR, Eberville Parrish, and David Smith. Those are the last few subscribers we've had on YouTube. That's not all of them, but those are the most recent ones, the newest ones. So thank you very much, guys, for watching tonight. Really appreciate you guys being here, being in the chat, being on Discord, asking questions. Without you, then no, we won't do that tonight. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do half the stuff we do, because it is great to have feedback and have questions and have comments and suggestions for topics on the live stream and on the channel overall with episodes that I upload. So 73, everyone, you guys have a good evening, and stay safe out there. If you're in St. Louis, I guess take shelter. So
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everyone. Y'all have a good night tonight.